Hi, welcome to our anime podcast. I am your host, Hunter. Next to me is my co host, Juan.
Hello.
And we have our boy, Carlos, on the ones and twos.
Hi.
And we're here to talk about whatever the fuck we want. And, we're here to. Shit, I'm fucking this up. Well, we don't know what the fuck we're doing. We literally, similar to our other podcasts that we're doing, do not have any decorations up because we're still figuring it out just as much as you are. And let's start out simple. What have you been watching, Juan? Let's get right into it.
This season,
Yes.
besides obviously the heavy hitters are like Attack on Titan, probably the number one at this point is Dress Up Doll.
Mm.
Because,
You're also doing well. It doesn't have to even just not even the season, just in general.
just in general,
Yeah.
funny enough, I am currently watching a case study of Vanitas.
Vanitas.
But I'm butchering that, but yeah.
We're
Which, surprising enough, it's actually pretty entertaining.
Mhm.
Of the actual thing. It's super colorful animation and pretty interesting story all around while being so overbearing. And the combat is also pretty nice.
Mm-hmm. And the only thing that he continues to say is that he does not like the opening.
It's just that opening. It's colorful. The visually it's nice.
Mhm.
It's straight up about to put me to sleep. And funny enough, the opening is also the end with a person going to bed. So like even the opening kind of shows it up. But like,
What is it? For me, I just finished Terraformers for the first time. He's a much more experienced person when it comes to watching anime shows.
I've been around.
Yeah, for too long. I was more so into anime movies, and then I got into shows more so last year, and so I'm doing a lot of catching up. So it's a lot of like first experience, and then someone who's been around for a while. And I watched Terraformers, watched the first season, thought it was great. Bunch of meathead Zeke looking roaches fighting people on Mars.
Who doesn't want that?
Carlos is looking at us like, what the fuck is this show? Exactly. And the whole show is you basically finding out because they're trying to go to Mars to cure this disease on Earth. And they sent roaches there to basically help cultivate the planet so it can make it breathable for humans. And the roaches radiated and became giant meatheads, and they have to fight these roaches.
They worked out and they're like, we own this planet now.
And then the humans have to get like animals and insects like as like a kind of like a surgery done, so they infuse with them, and so they get these like abilities and have to fight these roaches. And it sounds fucking stupid, but it's fucking amazing. It is so great and so stressful. And the cockroaches finding out what they can do. Carlos is like, what the fuck is this? Finding out what the cockroaches can do is fucking A1. It's so good. And then you get to the second season where they just completely ruin it. It's like this very stark, serious show. And then the second season is like, oh, well, time for some fan service and some titties and all this other stuff. And you're like, what the fuck is this? And it really dragged it down. But I watched that. And then I just started Guilty Crown, and I'm watching One Piece, which is daunting as hell. But I'm really enjoying it a lot. And I was actually shocked how much I'm enjoying it.
That's what they all say.
I
The only
just-
person that hates One Piece is the people that haven't started it.
And I just got to Sanji in the sea restaurant, which is actually pretty interesting. But let's get on to our main topic here. Juan,
Mhm.
is or does My Dress Up Darling have the potential of being an S tier show, being a 10 out of 10, if you will?
See, it's really hard ranking these animes
Mm.
by just a number system. And the only reason I say that is like I could love this show.
Mhm.
Love the show, 10 out of 10, amazing. And then if I put it on my list for 10 out of 10, along with the other ones,
Mhm.
it just doesn't feel right. I'm like, it doesn't feel right at all to it. Now, am I going to say Darling, Dress Up Doll is a 10 out of 10? No. It's definitely way better than I was expecting it to be.
Okay,
Way better.
I'll take that.
Beautiful animation. Music is solid. Characters I don't hate, besides the main guy character in the beginning 3 episodes. But besides that,
Mhm.
they corrected themselves and got through it. after maybe at first, like maybe episode 1 and 2, I was, you know what? It's a solid show. It's a standard, 12 episode rom-com that I'm gonna enjoy, but it won't be anything, oh my god. After maybe episode 3, it definitely started picking up. Definitely pick up. And maybe by episode 5, I'm like, okay, this is it. I'm looking forward to this every week.
Mhm. For all those who are living under a rock or don't watch anime, which I don't know why you're watching this podcast, but I welcome you. Thank you for watching this podcast. It's basically a story about a guy who's very sheltered who makes these Hina dolls. Is that what they're called?
Yeah, Hina.
And basically, through him being sheltered, he makes he doesn't make the dolls, but he makes the clothes for the dolls. And this girl who's very popular, I think her name is Marin, right? Marin.
You gotta help me out. Names.
It's something like that. And she basically wants to make a cosplay, and she asked this guy to basically help her make one. And when she finds out that he sews, I was captivated by the show from the beginning. And I think that personally, I do think it has the potential to be a 10 out of 10. And as of right now, I mean, if it ends well, it's an S tier show for me. And I was expecting it to be overrated. I was because so many people were talking about it. So many people wouldn't shut up about it. I was in between like um Attack on Titan and watching the entertainment arc, district arc for Demon Slayer.
Hell yeah.
And I was just like, we'll see how the show goes. Like, it can't be that great. And I love it. It's just so delightful. Like, it's literally I wanna have a cup of coffee and watch my Dress Up Darling. Like, I am
In your
shocked.
robe.
In the robe and get, like, a baguette. It feels like you're watching, like, a French independent film, but it's not. And with the music and how it makes you feel, and it's just so nice. And every time the main character, which is also ironically named Gojo, every time he starts to become annoying, she pulls him out of it, and it makes it a lot like actually bearable and really good, and he doesn't turn annoying. And I liked it from the first episode, but the fan service is a lot.
It's there. But one thing I can say is the fan service in this one, I don't know why. It feels very different from the typical fan service of other anime shows. Because typical fan service, they're like, eek, oh, look at this.
Yeah,
Or
yeah.
like maybe something covering it with some clouds or whatever. Now, obviously, they don't show anything here, but it's just more casual, if that makes sense. Because
It's
it's just, this is just my cosplay. It just happened to be like, oh, the underwear.
just happen to have my boobs out.
Yeah,
No big
but
deal.
like the only reason why it's like, is because obviously the dude is like, oh shit,
Yeah.
titties. But
That I think that's the thing I love about it is the fact that he is so sheltered that it's on the fall. Oh well, that's how it goes on the podcast. But I felt so bad for him because it's one of the few times because most of the times when people watch these shows they have fan service in some type of way, people are like, I don't get it. Why is he like this with the girl or whatever? But this is just like, no, she is killing this man on the inside because he can't handle it. And he is just like, yo, why? Well, why? Why is this happening in front of me? But I'm glad it is. But why? And it's just like literally like agonizing him. And I remember one of the times when she was like, "Oh, take my measurements now." He's like, "Give me a second, please, for the love of Christ." And find that really fun, you know. And I like how she likes him, and they just rip it off like a band-aid immediately. Like, no, I like you. Like, it's
yeah,
cool.
that's also one thing. So they don't waste all the season basically trying to get this I confession out or like realization that I like you. Maybe I think maybe the fourth or fifth episode, give or take, is when she's like,
Yeah.
oh dang, like I love this kid, it's such like no, I'm all in, not just
Mhm.
like tee hee, I be like it. No, like I like you.
Yeah. Eh That's Carlos for you. He's here to keep us in check. But yeah, I think that's one of my biggest things. And I granted, I'm still waiting for them to actually get together in the show, but it's more so just like I like to see these more personal moments a lot more and appreciate them instead of them just being kind of fleeting moments that kind of pass and go. And my dress up darling is filled with those moments, like when they go to the beach, when they go shopping, all that stuff. It really makes this show feel special, and the animation is amazing. And no, it's really hard to put it in the same category as something that would usually go to like a One Piece or a Full Metal Alchemist or an Attack on Titan or Code Geass or any of those other shows. But to me, in terms of its genre and what it's going for, I think it absolutely fucking nails it. Like to me personally, it doesn't have to be a gigantic show to warrant it being placed in that place. And some people might find the show a little overrated. That's fine. I just, for me, it does something for me, man. Like I just connect with it for some reason. Um, a lot of fan service.
Yeah, there's gonna be a good amount,
Yeah,
a good amount, but nothing overbearing to a point where it's like, come on, like this is a little too much now. I never gotten to the point where it's like it's over the top to a
mm.
point I'm like, all right, like I'm done with this. Like,
And it
and the fan service at least is for typically more for comedic than just like
yeah, yeah. And it's
just
actually funny, like Prison School, like in a way where Prison School it uses its fan service to its benefit more so than like to do a shitty, hey, I'm gonna grab your boobs from behind joke that I've seen in 80,000 shows, and I'm tired of seeing that same joke over and over and over and over again. Car- Carlos is just like, yeah.
what's the show you called again?
Tell me the name. No, but yeah, it's a bit more clever in terms of how it uses the fan service as that, and like in a joking way, that's a lot better in my opinion. But yeah, I think it definitely has a lot of potential to be, and I hope it ends well. I really hope so, because the sky's the limit for the show, in my opinion, and especially with a lot of the newer characters that have been introduced, like the other smaller girl who is cosplaying and her sister. I forgot their names.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
gonna be rough.
I'm bad with names, or we're both bad with names. Binging so much anime in the past like 3 months, I names just fly right over me. But I think it introduces a lot of really interesting characters, and I like them all, honestly. Like
Yeah,
that's another thing.
even all the characters, even the younger one or not younger one, the shorter looking one, which I thought was gonna
Yeah.
be really annoying. Actually, was like, okay, no, I actually really care for you. The little sister that looks older, I mean, she's probably my weakest link personally because she's just a
Mm,
stereotypical shy. Like I love my sister and stuff. I'll do anything for her, but like it's not anything crazy, but it's heartfelt.
mm.
But it's nothing mind blowing or anything like that. But
But
not necessarily that it's bad.
even still, like even without kind of spoiling the show, when you kind of get to the latest episode, which is like episode 9, I think, where she kind of breaks out of her shell a little bit more,
Mhm.
I actually really enjoyed it. Like it was actually really well done, and I was actually like, you know what, you do that shit, you rock that shit.
I'm rooting for you.
I'm rooting for you. um, but yeah, honestly, I think people can say what they want, but it's my French independent show that I just love. But
So
sorry.
no, so basically for this show right now, as it around, you'll go recommending it to everyone.
Oh, 100%. I recommended it to our friend Robert, and
Oh, you
Robert was
did.
just like, "The name sounds stupid. I'm not watching it." I'm just like, "Dude, just please, just trust me." It's kind of like our other friend Tony, who loves Maid Sama. I feel like this is my Maid Sama, where he's just like every single person ever. He's like Maid Sama, Maid Sama, Maid Sama. Like he recommended me Maid Sama 80 times. It's on the list now
Yeah.
of shows he recommended me. And I still haven't watched it. But like I feel like this is that show for me where I feel like it's like uh you know, uh, it's my one, my one and
It's
only.
the one and only.
It's just so sweet.
Well,
So
we'll see how it ends though,
we'll see how it
because
ends.
or at least ends this season. I'm not sure if it's getting another season or not, but like depending how it ends and how well it's being received. But I'm pretty sure it's being so very well
Is it
received.
is it in the top 100 on Mel?
I'm not sure. I don't think so. To be quite honest with you, I think it's too soon for all that.
Let me see.
Mm-mm.
I'm pretty sure.
I'll be very surprised. As
No,
much,
no.
yeah.
It's ranked 209 and popularity is
I mean, to
376.
be honest, that's still
Really
really good
fucking
for
good.
a
Yeah.
show that's not even finished yet and
That's
just started, and on
facing
a genre that's like can be very broad and base. No, I won't say basic. 'Cause I'm a romantic comedy guy,
Mhm.
but after you see so many, it's very hard to distinguish them.
Yeah. You have, especially coming out of two gigantic ass shows, and this happens to be the show that people somehow are gravitating to a lot.
My favorite thing is still the one with Demon Slayer and Attack on Titan all fighting out for number one spot. And I think it was week 3 that for some that week Dress Up Doll got number one. And I was like, that's the show that's beating all these heavy hitters.
But well deserved, in my opinion. And speaking of those two titans, giants of shows, Attack on Titan season 4, the second part of it, we okay. Well, first of all, which everybody has already said to death is just alone one. How many times have you listened to the opening of
Oh,
Attack on
I love
Titan
that
season?
opening for Attack on Titan.
It
Uh,
it's kind of a meme at this point, but like it's the best meme on the planet. Like I can't stop listening to it every single time. Like I'm usually a person who when I watch openings, I'll watch it a couple of times and even if it's good, but then after a while I'm like, all right, I'm over this. Like I'm just gonna skip it every time. But the opening for that season or part of the season is so fucking good.
yeah, it's easily to me easily is the best one.
Yeah.
Easily the best one of that. Even in general for that season, the only one that could might not even as much as I love Demon Slayer's opening, like that Attack on Titan, visually amazing, lyrically amazing, and even has to do with part of the show and musically everything it hits all the check marks of what it
hmm
should be.
I just to me, do you okay? Do you think the show, the season so far, is delivering on what people want from Attack on Titan?
Delivering, yeah, because everyone's expecting big things from this season of Attack on Titan, and like so far from point A to point B as we're at right now, besides maybe slight glitches in here and there,
hmm
like overall, it's definitely hit of like the unexpected, the drama, and all that.
hmm I I just think the one thing with this season in particular to me is there's so many like not even like on purpose, funny, hilarious ass moments. Like it's really hard to kind of say it without going into spoilers, but like even on the latest episode, I think which is episode 8 if I'm not mistaken or episode 9, which is hey, why don't you go up there and brush those teeth up there? And if you watch the show, you know what we're talking about. Or like uh the girl's memeable ass face,
Oh, I
which was
love that meme.
terrifying as hell.
Just
Um
a look at disappointed, like what are you talking about?
there's so many things about the season that are just so memeable. Like I think that's the one thing that Attack on Titan does so well is they know how to have their own like without even having to even advertise the show, have other people advertise their show with what is in the show. You know what I mean? Like and turn it into memes basically and make people want to watch it. And it's fucking hilarious to me. But the all in all seriousness, like the seriousness of the show is fantastic. I like how it just feels like because it feels like an event. Like it feels like we're literally like experiencing something special. And
Almost like
as
a history.
yeah, and as a person who is a little bit newer to anime, like I really do, I'm fucking feeling it. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no way around that. Like, this shit got me like hyped as fuck, and like everything that's happening with Aaron and everything that's happening with everybody else, except for maybe like Mikasa, who kind of takes a bit of a backseat in this
Definitely
season,
takes a back seat.
and it's a bit disappointing in my opinion. Everything is pretty much like exactly what I wanted, and I do you think this okay? Do you think this show will go down as sorry, you don't the way you're looking? The constant argument of Attack on Titan is the fact that there are so many people who say Attack on Titan will be the best anime of all time, and so many people who argue against that and basically say it's overrated or it's not that great or
See, like I I could see where you could go as far as saying like not saying that it's your favorite. Like I
Mhm.
won't say Attack on Titan is the best anime show. It's not.
You know everything's subjective.
But
Yeah.
I won't say that it's like the hype. The hype is there for a reason. It's a fantastic show. While some people like it more than others, obviously, but for the to me to be clearly say that Attack on Titan my favorite is it's not. Like, if for me to be selling for Demon Slayer or Attack on Titan, that season 2, Demon Slayer skyrocket in my opinion for Demon Slayer.
Mhm.
Season part 4 for the final season of Attack on Titan didn't skyrocket it, but Attack on Titan has been at a good plateau of how good it is. And it increased it a little bit, but didn't skyrocket it like it did for Demon Slayer for me.
Mhm. Hmm. Interesting. I feel like I'm scared that these fucking so many people on Attack on Titan be like, "Yo, fuck, why? It's bullshit." But like, I mean, between those two, I do prefer Attack on Titan, even though I don't like comparing them. But I do love, I do agree with you in terms of Demon Slayer, the Entertainment District arc, and Mugen Train really, really made that show go from like an 8 out of 10 for me to like a 9. Like that, they really made the show, I guess, just upgraded on so many levels in terms of the animation, in terms of uh characters like Zenitsu kind of calming the fuck down because he's a bit too much in my opinion. No offense to anyone who loves that character. He's a bit much, and them using him a lot more sparingly, I guess you can say. And I really, really like um Tenjin and Rengoku and everything about them. And no one like for me, when it got to episode, I guess like 10 of the district arc, where it ends on like one of the my favorite cliffhangers of all time. Like it really said it like oh shit, like Demon Slayer really turned itself around, even though it turned itself around sounds negative, but like because it was already really good,
Yeah,
but like really up the ante for the anime in general, in my opinion. Attack on Titan is doing that, not so much with its animation, even though I do like the animation, but more so in terms of its storytelling and the way
keeping you interesting.
the way the show feels. Like there's just nothing quite like Attack on Titan. But
See, I feel like even though it sounds weird saying because we remember all the characters from Attack on Titan, the weakest part for me is Attack on Titan is the characters.
mhm.
I personally don't care about the characters, and the only character I really cared about was Mikasa, and she just completely took a backseat on this whole season. The only one I really care about. Demon Slayer, every single character to me, I love. Every single one of them, fantastic. Even the demon, I like the noise of the
That's
thing. All that. I
that's
care more for that demon than I care about Gene in Attack on
yeah,
Titan.
yeah,
This man just wants to have a happy life
yo,
already.
lay off my boy Gene.
No,
Isn't it John?
John?
Isn't it John?
No, I'm pretty sure it's Gene.
I'm pretty sure it's John.
Re-
Viewers, you correct us.
pretty sure.
Because yeah, I will agree that the characters in the season aren't as um how can I explain it? Like they aren't it sounds kind of weird to say this, but they're not really I don't want to say that they're not the focus because they are, but they're like building out their characters even more or whatever isn't really the focus, where even though you could use it, but I just feel like it's more so I feel like I'm an observer watching this really fucked up situation happen, and I'm just seeing it play out because so much of this season has been flip-flopping of sides, and um the one side being right at a certain point and then completely changing into being the completely wrong side. And that's how I feel, is that it's just gray. Like nothing is good, nothing is bad, nothing is a definitive thing. And it's kind of just something that I'm just seeing catastrophes and people getting pretty much deleted.
Mauled. Mauled.
Mauled for my entertainment. And I
Yeah, but at that point, you can just watch a disaster anime and be done
but
with
it
it.
won't be as good as Attack on Titan. Like the twists in Attack on Titan, and someone could argue like, oh, the twists are really what make the show. But the twists are so good because of how well the story builds, and the story takes more precedent over the characters. But I do care about the characters. Like I do like Armin. I do like John or Jean. I do really like. I like how complicated of a character Aaron is, and how they kind of turned his character from bad story writing of his character, and then even him in season 3 being like, I'm trash, like why am I here?
Why did you arrest me? This is not the way I
Why
give
am I the
everything.
main character? And Historia being like, yo, stop being fucking garbage, get on your shit. Like I love that moment, by the way. And them turning him from a bad character into instantly one of the best characters ever in anime is amazing writing, in my opinion. Because he was always, in my opinion, the weakest link of the show. Like, but now,
Well, yeah, you
ha-
got one that could destroy Titans with almost basically her bare hands. You got Aaron that could transform to a Titan, and you got him that's just like,
yo,
yeah, I want to see the ocean.
Aaron's whole thing in the first 3 seasons was moving rocks, moving boulders, and getting captured.
Could he do that? No, he couldn't. He couldn't even move rocks. So what good is he?
That's all he did. And I just kind of got tired of that. And he got his ass beat. Once in a while, he might win, but it wasn't good enough for me. And now this man's going to do 10 push ups on my corpse and then say sayonara and then fucking feed me to a Titan. So, like, I can't say shit now. Man, going to do pull ups on my body. So, buff as fuck. But I think that's one of the coolest things about the show, personally. And that's probably one of the few shows that's I think it's the only show, at least that I've seen, that actually did that. Where I mean, granted, I've talked to other people about this, and I guess I'm like one of the few people who feels like Aaron's kind of started off as a trash character, but like I can't say that now. I think he's actually really
Yeah,
fucking
because now
amazing.
he has dimensions of actually what he's doing,
Yeah,
and not just being dumb about it. I'm just like, I'm a main character. I want to do this.
yeah.
I just want to kill titans. I don't care about anything else. Now there's a reason behind this and like a focus of what he's trying to do or objective
Mhm.
that he's trying to do with it.
Oh, you're
So
100% on the destroy the Marleyan side, right?
yeah,
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 you're that
yeah.
motherfucker.
It's too much. It's too much of a
You good, Carlos?
too
uh,
much. They're done too much of shit thing. They need to be deleted.
Yeah, he that's him. He's the delete these people. I am me. I am the Michael Jackson in the theater eating popcorn, watching everything fall down.
I'm pretty sure that's worse. They're just like, oh, whatever happens,
Fight to
happens.
the death.
Yeah,
But like, I just find it so fascinating. Does that make me an awful person?
possibly.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. But yeah, going to Demon Slayer. I think I'm so fucking excited for season 3 or whatever they're doing.
Yeah, it's the Swordsman village arc
Yeah,
or Swordsmith, one of them.
I don't know what that means, but yeah, I'm
It's
excited
just
for it.
the way they classify the arc is the area of where they're doing it. So
Mhm.
that's how the Mugen train. That's why the entertainment
Yeah,
district.
yeah.
It's the arc is basically where is that. So
But I can't say it because it's spoilers. Shit. But where Demon Slayer leaves off, it really how can I explain it? Like I didn't want character doesn't die, but more so I can't really say it. But I didn't want that character to
I mean, you can
be
just
out
say
of the
spoiler
loop.
spoiler warning. Just skip this
Yeah,
section.
we'll do a spoiler warning.
There you go.
Spoiler warning. Just skip ahead. We'll leave a thing so you can skip ahead. Otherwise, I am so sorry. I did not want to see Tenjin be retired. I wanted him to keep going, and that kind of sucks. Even though I don't think that's a complaint about the show. It's more so just my personal wanting because I thought he was so fucking cool in how he tried to, um, basically be like Rengoku, but him being even in the fight, him being like, how do I be like you? Like I don't think I can. And him kind of coming to that understanding that he doesn't have to be. But I really liked him. He had 3 wives, 3 wives,
Three Pete.
3 wives, and he was somehow prettier than all 3 of them. That's a good looking man right there. But
See, I'm the opposite of you. I'm happy that he survived, like you,
Mhm.
but I'm happy that he retired because it makes sense for him to retire right now. Now that he rescued his 3 wives and doesn't want that situation to happen again,
Mhm.
and everything's all sorted. I mean,
Yeah,
he lost his arm. I don't know what shape or form you're expecting this man to do now, but
he can fight one handed. I
yeah,
trust.
but he won't. He'll just be a grunt at this point.
He can learn.
Nah, he did his job. All right, his watch has ended. All right, like he's good. Like he's good.
He can keep going. I think he could, do a
He
little.
has his section. He had his things they lived up to for,
Mhm.
and he accomplished it. What
Yeah.
he was trying to do.
But some of the scenes in that season where like you're seeing Zenitsu and like Tanjiro fighting around Inosuke while he's like trying to go after the what's the name of the girl's name who they're fighting with with the brother?
Oh, the little sister.
Yeah, this is where we run into our problems with fucking
Yeah.
names.
No.
Let me look.
Yeah. You ain't gonna get me on that.
But seeing so many of the things that I've been wanting for such a long time from Demon Slayer and like them really pushing their budget with their animation. I don't think they're pushing their budget. The show is just so beautifully done.
They're putting a pretty money down on it though.
Yeah, I'm just trying to find this girl's name,
Got
but
This definitely set a standard for animation to be the top tier. Like
Because
anytime anyone's wanting to be like a super animated show, it's gonna be that.
Daki is her name.
Yeah, never in my life would anyone have guessed that.
I don't think they ever said her. Did
Yeah,
they?
never
I
in my
don't know if
never
they.
in my
I've
life.
never heard that name ever
Probably
in my
now
life.
because they just call her Demon.
Yo, demon.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, it feels like you're watching a movie. Like it feels like the Mugen Train movie continued, and it's just so it makes everything look so bad. Like every other show, going from like the entertainment arc of that to Terraformers season fucking 2, where with these really not well done 3D animated cockroaches. Really,
They're trying their best, all right? They don't have the budget.
they did they lose budget? I don't know.
I mean, I know they had to switch completely animated studios, so
Yeah, that
they
explains
had
it.
some sort of issue with that. Typically, that's the reason why.
Was there not enough people watching Terraformers?
I don't necessarily think it's that. I think it's just it didn't profit as much, and that's why.
That's
Because you could have thousands of people watching your show, or thousands seems a little low, like millions or whatever.
mm,
Profit is where all the things go. So if the show's not profitable, it's gonna get shot basically.
yeah. I yeah, it's a shame. I because the animation for Terraformers season 1 was actually pretty fucking good and like very uneasy. I see those cockroaches in my dreams. They haunt me. Carlos, pull up a picture of these cockroaches.
Just put terraformers cockroach.
Terra and then space and then Formars cockroaches. Tell me they look kind of a little derpy, but tell me they're not fucking terrifying.
Why are they so buff?
Yo, these fucking Chad motherfuckers will fuck you up.
And they're fast too. So
And they're super fast.
and they're silent. So like you know how the cockroaches will just randomly disappear and appear somewhere? That's them. But as buff Chads over here.
This one kind of looks like Scooby Doo.
Yeah, it's they're really terrifying because their eyes are kind of like a shark's eyes, and I don't want to quote like fucking Jaws, but like how in the movie Shaw says like they're like a doll's eyes. They're literally they don't move like they're so fucking creepy.
Never thought watching Terraformers Cockroach in Mars to quote Jaws.
Dude, it's literally like they're like a doll's eyes. Like it's so uneasy feeling, and you'll think the show is going one.
Oh, there's a live action movie.
Oh god.
Oh,
There's a live action
God.
movie.
Doesn't surprise me, actually. Which, by the way, Carlos, I would love. You don't have to watch the regular show, but I would love to show you the live action adaptation of Attack on Titan. It is so fucking bad.
Oh, you watched that?
we watched parts of it.
Oh, I didn't know that.
It was very quiet. People, you know you know what doesn't care about the show when people are actually trying to have sex in the live action Attack on Titan. Let me break it down for you, Carlos. No one's getting booty in Attack on Titan. No one. Everyone is depressed as shit. Everyone is about to die. No one. And in the live action adaptation, the guy's like, "Oh, you know what? I'm gonna cop a feel," and the girl's like, "Yep." It's
Why-
no time.
Why not? Is it just random or like the main characters?
I think it's Aaron. I think
Really?
I think it's Aaron and some girl, and then the girl gets eaten by a Titan after getting like her boobs touched or whatever. And it's just like, what the fuck is this?
All right, that's yourself. If Aaron touch your boobs, you're getting eaten by a Titan.
You heard it here first. But yeah, aren't those cockroaches fucking terrifying?
I don't know if terrifying is the word. I would use.
You haven't seen
Yeah,
them in
yeah,
action.
that
You
motherfucker
haven't seen
turns
them in action.
behind you. You're gonna be terrifying.
There's this one scene. I don't give a shit if it's a spoiler. I'm sorry, another spoiler alert. Where there's this girl who's just like she has a gun, a net gun. So they trying to take the terraform. They're called terraformers, the cockroaches, back to Earth, and basically experiment on them to find out, shit about them or whatever. So she's like, I got my net gun, and then the fucking cockroach, the flashes,
Books
to
it.
fucking break
Books
the
it.
space-time continuum, going as fast as you fucking can, and it slows down. Her brother is like, yo, she's got this. No big deal. She's the best person with the gun. Gonna fuck that cockroach up, right? It blank screens, and you're like, oh, because she got the cockroach. He rips off her fucking head, and it's like, oh, that's cool, and fucking chucks it. And you're like,
Oh.
what? And then they just get fucking railed. like, oh, these are the important characters. No, they're not. No one is. And that's what's so good about that show is like it's so unpredictable because the cockroaches, spoiler alert, will start doing random crazy shit. So it'll start taking human technology and learning it, and they'll be like, oh, we can drive cars now. Oh, we can use your guns now. So you have
They learn.
cockroaches with gats shooting motherfuckers. Point blank, not giving a fuck. And it's so hilariously great and scary at the same time. I just want to talk about Terraformers. Not the second season, but the first. It's so good. But like, yeah. But I think we'll leave it on that now. We'll leave it on Jack
Cockroach railing.
cockroaches fucking people up looking like Scooby-Doo. But yeah. As of right now, that is our anime podcast. We appreciate you guys watching. If you subscribe, fucking awesome. We really do appreciate it. Any support for the show, we deeply, deeply, deeply thank you for it, in all honesty. This is our first episode. There's many more to come, and we'll be available on any podcast app of your choosing, the one on your iPhone. Spotify will also be on YouTube. And yeah, we'll try to come out with an episode once a week, and we hope you enjoyed it. This is Hunter.
This is Juan.
And thank you. We'll talk to you later.